Coach, what's your Belichick list for this Bucs defense?
Well, number one thing, Eli, is tackling. You're going to have to do a good job of tackling on Henry and Lamar Jackson all game long. These guys really wear people out in the fourth quarter. No explosive plays. Make them drive it, get them into third down, and then win on third down. Looks like Rosengarten's going at right tackle.
Tackling Derrick Henry, it looks easy, Bill, on your checklist. It seems harder than that. How do you tackle him?
Gang tackle. Get a lot of people there. You can't rely on one guy. And if anybody can do it, the Bucs can. They do a good job. Did a good job against Detroit. This is a good front. Keep the ball inside. Keep Henry off the edge, where there's just too much space out there, like you got against Buffalo on that 87-yarder. Keep them out of the C gap and outside. Do what they did right there. Keep the ball in the tackle box.
Coach, you first went up against Lamar Jackson in his second year back in 2019. What jumps out from then to now, and how much he's developed as a quarterback, and really how much this system has developed around him as well?
Oh, man. Nice play. Lamar does a great job on those plays of reading the jet sweep versus the off-tackle play or the counter play, and then he keeps it on the backside. It does a really nice job of that. Lamar's improved a lot. I think his pocket presence and poise is improved greatly in the pocket. He's not as quick to run. He'll stand in there and make the throws. He was much quicker to bail out earlier in his career. I think his vision down the field is better in the pocket, too. Again, less, reading the rush. He's got to do a good job here on Flowers. No explosive plays.
That's what I talked to Coach Bowles, Pate. That's what he was worried about, Flowers. It's not, they do a good job of some of the crossing routes. Nothing real, crazy in some of the routes that he runs. It's these tunnel screens. They do a good job giving him the ball, getting some of these big guys out in space, and that's what this offense does. They get big guys blocking little guys. Whether it's in the run game, they get these linemen on safeties and defensive backs. They also get right there in the passing game, get the linemen out blocking defensive backs, and they get tired. Those quarterbacks get tired of trying to tackle Derrick Henry. Good job right there.
Ball's out.
You fumble?
Yeah. Did they blow that dead?
But that was after the. Good job by the corners, blowing up Ricard there.
I think he's down.
Oh, he's down. Okay. Yeah, he's down. He's down.
Hey, Bill, the media tried to kind of make Harbaugh make a comparison for Derrick Henry. He kind of mentioned Eric Dickerson more because of the height, but Harbaugh told me he's a one-of-one. Does Derrick Henry remind you of anyone?
I've had a couple of big backs like him. This is the biggest problem for the Ravens, I'd say, just their overall pass protection. Like when they got to throw and they have to pass block, that's really where they've had the most trouble. And then defensively giving up explosive plays like we just saw. But here's Rosengarten getting picked, beat inside by Smith. Long yardage, this is going to be a tough spot now for the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens are so good on third down. Third and 19, this is tough. They're so good on third down because they get so many 3rd and 5s to 1s, Eli, because they can run the ball. Lamar can run. 3rd and 19, I'm not sure quarterback draws the call right here, although all you need is about 9 yards to get in the field goal range.
Oh, look out.
That's not good.
This is the Ravens' biggest weak point is when they can't stay on track and they have to pass protect, whether it's blitz pickup or just getting beat like they did on that last one. Where they got picked there between the tackle and the back, but here they're bringing two off the tight end side, and they just cut them loose. I mean, it's just bad protection.
Yeah, that should be picked up. The center
yeah,
should have the Mike. The back should have Winfield. They didn't block either one of them.
Looked like the center kind of went for one, then went back, and he threw off the back. A lot of times the running back he's going to see where the center goes, and he'll take the other guy. The center can't go back and forth. Pick one, stay with it. If it's not the right one, running back will adjust.
That's exactly right.
Stouts He's having a hit or miss year. He just hasn't been consistent all year as a touchback. You hate to see that.
Coach Bowles is worried about, they didn't want to get down against his team. They got the lead. They'd love to extend it right here. Big drive for Tampa Bay.
When you watch film of Baker Mayfield, he is so impressive in the pocket, the way he moves in the pocket. He does drills to work on his pocket movement. Let me show you a couple of these drills. All right, Eli, I'm going to say set hut. You take your drop. I'm going to shuffle you through the bags. I'm going to send you back. I'll collar ball. Anytime I'm ready to throw, I want you to throw the ball. Here we go. Set hut. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Back, 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 back. Don't hit the bag. Don't look down. Back, back, back. Do not look down. Back. Ball, 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 ball. Throw it, throw it, throw it. Yeah. You see? Now we got defensive linemen coming at your feet, okay? I don't know if there'll be a dog on the field in the game tonight. Nice throw there by Baker.
Coming at my feet.
The point is, we can simulate these drills. You're shuffling in the pocket. You never look down. You never look at the defensive line. Your eyes are downfield the whole time. Watch Baker right here. Perfect example, right? He's shuffling. He finds his check down, and then you got to be able to throw with guys at your feet, guys about to hit you. Perfect example of Baker moving in the pocket. That was not very good by you. You hit the bag. You got sacked twice in that drill, but Baker's done a good job this year. Hey, Bill, talk about the Belichick list for this Ravens defense tonight.
I think the biggest issue for the Ravens is the Ravens. They gotta do a better job of tackling. That has to improve. They haven't tackled well. Stop the downhill runs, which they have been pretty solid on. They just can't let the Bucs get the running game going, and then be physical and not give up any big plays across the board, but especially to these two receivers. And that's what got him in trouble in the first drive. Mayfield stepped up in the pocket on the first play, and then they gave up a 25-yard touchdown to Evans into Tampa, which you should never give up that kind of a play into Tampa. The corner didn't carry Evans, and so they give up a big play. They're down 7-0.
Baker said he liked empty tonight, Eli. He liked spreading them out a little bit. He thought it just kind of helped maybe against some of their disguises, just to kind of spread the Ravens out a little bit. So you see a lot of empty early. Got it to a 3rd and 2 right here. This is what you want on 3rd down versus these guys.
Yeah, no doubt. And this brings a lot of man-to-man, and that's what he wants. He wants Evans one-on-one. You can see it right there. That's the matchup he also talked about, Peyton. I know when you talk Wiggins, number 2. They saw him. They got Evans on Wiggins. Well, they're not going to let that happen. They're going to cover 2.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't think they feel very confident
Ravens.
in that. I don't think they feel very confident in man-to-man. They haven't covered well all year. Too many big plays, too many missed tackles.
You watch up top. Hamilton's down there early in the box, right, Bill? He goes back to cover 2 to get the double on Evans.
They're trying to disguise on Mayfield. That's right, which is the right thing to do. But he's tough. He does a good job of reading that. There's just really no pass rush, just a little power rush there inside.
And when you don't get a great pass rush coach and you're going against Baker Mayfield, obviously he's not known for running so much, but he moves in the pocket, he extends plays. What do you tell your defensive line when you're rushing him, just to try to keep him in the pocket, don't let him go a certain way?
And power rush him. He's short. He has a hard time seeing over the rush. But when he steps up inside in the pocket, that's when it's really he does a good job. That's where he gets a clear lane, hits a lot of throws, and he'll gain a little bit extra yards on his own. But this is just bad enough where the Ravens, it's 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. They got to keep these runs from punching out, 6-7 yard gains. They should. They've been good at that all year, but because Tampa's so good at throwing the ball and mixing it in there, that these are the kind of plays that just keep the defense honest, and they're going to wear them out. I think they really want to shut down this running game completely.
Hey, Bill, even when the Ravens collapse the pocket, it's still hard to bring Baker down, even when you get your hands on him. He's strong.
Absolutely. He's got really good lower body strength, Peyton. He does an excellent job of shrugging off some of those big linemen that are grabbing at him. He's a hard guy to tackle in the pocket. He's got good quickness, and as you said, really good pocket movement. Not as good as yours, Eli, but still good.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm surprised that Tampa's been able to run the ball as well as they have so far. I think that's going to make, if they can run the ball, that's going to open the play action. That's going to make, the Ravens go a little bit more one high, maybe play some man, which, like you said, they don't want to do against these guys, but they also aren't going to let a team just run against them all day.
Yeah, here they come. Keep Lamar on the sideline.
Oh, nice cut.
Nice.
He set up his blocker so well. That's a great job there by Irving, right? He caught it, but he knew his offensive linemen were coming out to kick the linebackers out. Watch right here. If he keeps going to the sideline, they're going to make the tackle. He knows his linemen are kicking him out. Great read there by Irving to get back inside.
We always taught them those screens, Pete. The running backs want to go up the numbers. That's where they're trying to get to. Linemen are getting out. They're trying to kick those guys out, and then backs get up the numbers. Then you can get outside or go back inside, but that's always the spot. You saw it right there, right up the numbers.
That's right, Eli. That's a great landmark, right on the numbers. And so the linemen know to kick out outside the numbers and to pin inside the numbers and go right down that sidewalk, right on the numbers. It was really well done. Great job by the back. Good job by the lineman getting out there. Yeah, Coach Cohen's really done a good job here on the play calling for the Bucs this year. Stepping in for Canales. I mean, they've been better. They've been more productive than they were last year.
Yeah, Baker said him coming in kind of using some of that same terminology that Canales had has allowed guys to play faster, especially in 2-minute drills. I think he had the flat late, Eli. That's one of those we call 1-2-1. The first read's the flat. The corner read is the second read, and you can go back to the first read after that because the defense collapses on Evans. Watch, the flat's not open, but now as Baker turns to throw the corner out to Evans, watch him sink deep. You go back to the first read, 1-2-1.
Yep.
I just don't like that concept down there. There's just not enough room, Peyton. You can't get a high-low right there, within 15 yards. That corner can kind of play the flat and play the corner route.
Man to man, you think, right? You got Smith out there on the running back.
There you go. No rush. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Great play.
No pass rush. No pass rush.
The difference between Baker and Eli in the pocket, it's unbelievable, the difference. Baker didn't trip. There was no dog out there. Don't tell me there's holding. Come on.
Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
What do you think, Bill? Good call here or not? Let's see here.
He's not holding. The guy's not even doing anything. Oh, maybe right there? Is that at the very end?
Yeah. Yeah, as defensive coach, I'd like to see him have had a couple of those holding calls. That'd have been nice. This is playing against you guys. They just bear hugged us. Couldn't get a call.
He's got to be smart here. He wants the touchdown the worst way. 3rd and goal.
Green.
Yeah, there you go. Take the thrill out of it.
Yep.
All right, go for it. Go for it here.
Oh, no. From the 4?
I don't think Todd would do that.
He's thinking about it.
But I tell you, when Mayfield stepped up on that 3rd down play, when he gets up inside the pocket, that's definitely trouble for the defense. You've got to do a good job on those step-up lanes and get that power rush going inside, make him throw the ball from the well in the pocket. When he can find space in the middle of the defense, he's really accurate, sees the field great.
It's a good job by him. He thought about rolling right. If you roll right, you don't have to. You cut off half the field. You kind of get limited in what you're doing. You stay back in the middle. Hey, you got both sides. You got your receivers can work for you, and just it makes it a lot harder to cover them from the defensive standpoint. All right, everybody remember we got Chargers and the Cardinals later after this game. We'll shoot over to ESPN Plus. Watch maybe the 4th quarter of that game. What do you think, Pate? Sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think our game's going to overtime. I'm just going to say that. So we'll get to it when we can. But I'm telling you, the Ravens are going to make a little comeback here. But so far, Bucs are rolling on offense. That's for sure.
Well, the Ravens are going to have to eliminate those negative plays. Playing in long yardage is just not the way they want to play.
Hey, I talked to Coach Bowles.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, E.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Bowles. He said he had a few things up their sleeve to try to slow down this Ravens rush attack. It seems like early on a lot of pressure to kind of get some sacks on Lamar. You want to slow down the rushing attack? Get sacks on the quarterback. That'll get him away from running the football. So we'll see what else he's got up his sleeve. He wouldn't tell me. I asked him a few times. I was like, what does that mean? Yeah, what's up the sleeve? What's in the sleeve? I want to know, but he wouldn't tell me. But early on, it looks like a lot of pressure right now. Just sack Lamar. That's a good game plan.
Disappointed you didn't get the sleeve. I called Baker Mayfield. He called me back, Bill. I'm in the tunnel at the Colts-Dolphins game, getting ready to honor Dallas Clark going in the Ring of Honor. Baker calls me. I said, hey, I'm kind of tied up. Can you voice memo me back? He voice memos me back. A 6-minute relay, answers all my questions. Perfect communication.
That was great. Do you have to teach them how to voice memo, Pate, or does everybody know how to voice memo?
The word is spreading. The word is spreading. I'm kind of, oh my gosh. Ooh. Ooh.
All right, Pate, we got good first quarter there. Look at Baker's footwork here. Got the punch 3, moving in the pocket right, back left, set up, ball. Just like I did it, Pate. Look at this. Oh yeah, look at this footwork. This is how you get fast feet, Pate.
What? Whoa.
Oh, over.
Where's the dog? Where's the dog?
You don't have a dog ever? It's chaos out there. It's chaos in the pocket. All right, welcome back. Hey, Coach, the Ravens offense does a great job of getting what I call a hat on a hat or a blocker on a defender. And they also do a good job getting big guys on their little guys. As a defensive coordinator, if you see linemen getting out there blocking defensive backs, blocking safeties, do you ever think about going bigger on the defensive front, putting an extra linebacker in there just to get, to slow down the rushing attack?
Yeah, I think you got to match up inside. This is a good example right here, though, of Tampa really not letting the ball get outside. Flowers ended up cutting it back. The same thing happened on the fake sweep where Lamar kept it. The Tampa, I think, is really trying to keep from what you're talking about. They're trying to keep that from happening and not let those big guys get on the perimeter. And so really Baltimore can make a good adjustment on that by getting the ball inside, whether it's Lamar keeping it off that fake sweep or cutting it back here. But it looks like Tampa's really intent on keeping the ball in the box best they can. And that'll keep those big guys from pulling on the smaller ones.
Oh,
great run.
Hard to stop that.
Speaking of another one-of-one like Derrick Henry, Coach Harbaugh was just so impressed with Lamar's development. Like you said, Bill, this offense has become Lamar-centric. They've designed the offense around him. He's a drop-back quarterback now. He wasn't in college because he never did it. He's a drop-back quarterback. He runs when he has to, but his timing, his footwork, you and I broke it down this week, Bill. It's impressive. Like I said, he becomes the athletic quarterback when he has to be, but he's a pocket quarterback to start with.
Yeah, he's really improved in the pocket, and I think this is really the tackling. We saw in that last play, they had him for a 5-yard loss, missed the tackle, and he ends up gaining 20 yards. So, or 15 yards, whatever it was. But tackling is going to be the big thing tonight for Tampa. You got to be aggressive, but you got to break down and tackle Henry and Jackson.
That stiff arm. It's he just missed on that stiff arm. He don't like the stiff arm. He likes to actually grab your helmet and just throw you out of the way. I worked on that a few times.
Angry.
I never really mastered it. Oh.
They're going. Looks like
no huddle.
Looks like they're trying to go no huddle. Flowers is about to substitute. They sent him back off.
Yeah, once he comes out there, they got to sub him.
Yeah.
I know you guys hate that rule, but you have to do it that way.
Easy.
Wow, defense busted. Two guys kind of went to the flat. The short intermediate middle hooks wide open. That was too easy.
Yeah, they brought some inside pressure, Peyton. Like you said, two guys rushing through the flat. Someone's got to be in that middle hook play. But good job by Lamar seeing it. Take the easy completion. They're dropping some defensive ends, some zone blitz right there.
Yeah, doesn't know where to go.
I mean, those defensive ends, Bill, there's no way they spend a ton of time on proper zone drops, right? I mean, it's just not that's not what they're paid to do.
No, they had two big misses on that play. They missed Lamar in the backfield, and then that was a poor drop there, gave an easy touchdown.
I still
big
like
drive by the Ravens. That's a big drive.
You like overtime? They're staying overtime, Peyton?
Yeah, 52-51 overtime.
With that, tell us Straighten Manning and tell us what happened on that touchdown.
Busted defense by the Bucs, Eli. They're bringing this linebacker. Okay, they're going to drop this defensive end. He should drop right here because you got this guy that's going to the flat. But instead, as you roll it, you'll see they blitz this linebacker. This guy drops out here. We already have somebody out there. Stay inside. Wide open to the tight end. Defensive end. Not exactly a linebacker. Doesn't spend a lot of time on proper zone drops. Bill, how do you kind of teach this guy what to do?
Well, if you do that, there's the risk that this is going to happen. Otherwise, you just give him one way to drop, and he always drops to the flat, and the safety drops inside. So he only has one drop to make. Right, these defensive ends aren't built for pass coverage, and there's an example right there where it looks good on paper, but you got to be able to execute it. For the most part, as you know, Peyton, dealing with us like McGinnis, Rabel, and those guys, for the most part, those guys always dropped outside to the flat. So there was really, never any problem for them. They could handle that. The touchdown pass here to Evans brings up a good point that the Ravens have given up more downfield passes than any other team in the league. There's another 25-yard touchdown. Dean Pease joined him this week. Of course, Dean has a ton of experience. Coached for me at New England. Also coached at the Ravens, Tennessee, Atlanta. He's got a ton of experience. And I think in the long run, that's a good move to give a young defensive staff because they lost three guys off that staff. And Orr's a pretty young coordinator. I think Dean will give him some good presence in the secondary and maybe help that defense out over the long run.
Hey, Bill, we talked about Todd Bowles. He's won at every level in the NFL. Super Bowl as a player with Washington, as an executive with Green Bay, as a D coordinator with this Bucs team. What does that say about him, and how does that success trickle down to the rest of the Bucs organization?
Well, I think that Jason Light, the general manager, has done a really good job of putting this team together, especially after all the veteran players they had, in 20, 21, 22. He's kind of really rebuilt the team with some young guys and really not too many free agents come in, but just obviously Mayfield's been a big one. But a lot of these guys are kind of homegrown, and they have a good young team, good backs, good receivers, pretty good on defense. So, I think it's really been a combination of bringing in the right guy with Mayfield and then develop some of the younger players on both sides of the ball that they've been able to do. It's, really a pretty physical team, which I think in the long run will serve them well, kind of like a team like Detroit. They play physical, can run the ball, stop the run, hard to tackle, those kind of things. They have some good characteristics to go a long way this year.
You see these safeties are coming down late, Pete, every time, right? It looks like Baker's getting to the run. And even if he's coming down late, if he's coming down that late, he's not going to be be able to stop the run that much. But you can say they are definitely rolling the Mike Evans a lot and playing cover two and doubling him some. And then when they're not, these safeties are coming down at the snap to try to get in the run game.
Eli, you talked to Kyle Hamilton. I mean, did he give you anything, or did he, kind of keep the sleeves away from you as well?
Yeah, young guy. Got to know him a little bit, but he didn't give me a whole lot of info. He kind of gave me the basic standard. We're gonna just play. I'm gonna play here. I'm gonna play there. We got to play physical. We got to stop him on the run. Kind of just the basic answers. Good kid. He's a good player, He said he'd line up everywhere. Asked if they had some automatic checks. They had a few. I'm like, what are they? What situations? I can't tell you that. So, I got to do the voice memo thing. Maybe they'll give more information in the voice memo.
But Eli, staying in that too high and dropping down late, Tampa's been able to punch out a few of these 5, 6, 7-yard runs, and we'll see how that goes. Whether they can, whether Baltimore is going to be content to hang with that or not.
That's the second quick count they've done on 3rd and 3. They're getting up there. They're going set hut right away before Baltimore can get to their disguise. That's two good third down conversions they've had due to the quick count there.
And both times hitting the back in the backfield, right? It looks like they got some pressure or fake pressure coming here. And all these crossing routes. They're playing man-to-man and trying to play man with the inside, and this linebacker's trying to run through these crossing routes. So both of them, just easy completions, easy read for Baker right there.
Take the quick flat if it's there, Eli, right? And if not, then come back to the crossers if they expand on the flat.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
These 7 and 8 yard runs are continuing to be a problem for the Ravens. And I think that Tampa's done a good job of mixing them in there. But
Bill,
they're trying to play that too high. They're worried about the passing game.
Is it technique, Bill? Is it missed tackles? Is it bad technique? I mean, I know they're playing too high, but still, pretty big holes in there.
Yeah, look, these backs are good. White's a good back. He doesn't need much space. He's a good young back. But, it's a fair fight. It's a 6-man box against 6 blockers, and, they're finding enough space in there to soften them up. Another screen. First down. That time they showed the one high on 2nd and short.
Yeah.
Yeah, Godwin and Evans are back in the game. Rest them on the running plays, bring back in and throw it here.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. What Harbaugh wants to do is show Baker something before the snap, and all of a sudden when he turns his back, now the defense changes, right? Just a little confusion, so Baker can't throw off the rhythm off that fake. He can't fake and come up and throw a back shoulder to Mike Evans because maybe now it's covered 2. But they're running the ball so well that Baker's not really having to deal with a lot of tough downs and distances, Eli. So he's pretty much dictating right now to the defense what he wants to do.
Yeah, I think Eli hit it. If the safety drops down that late, it's a 5 or 6 yard gain anyway. He's not making the tackle on the line of scrimmage, so treat it as too high, even though it ends up in some 1 high.
Up top, Evans to see if the safety comes down. He's going to Evans if the safety comes down.
He's coming down. He went inside release. There he is. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, hammy, Pate. That's what he had. He had the hamstring last week, Pate.
Be a cramp. Just be a cramp. Be a cramp. He got inside, then he got back out wide, Eli, away from the safety. Perfect throw by Baker.
The thing is, Pate, that safety came down from his side, so that was the far safety on the other side. They're disguising so much. He had a long way to go. So hopefully he's okay. All right, we'll check it out. All right, let's bring in Scott Hansen for a little update on this other game. Scott, what's happening?
Peyton, Eli, Coach, great to be with you. RedZone and ManningCast together at last. I've got a ManningCast red alert for you. The Cardinals and Chargers are underway. Opening kickoff just happened. Greg Dortch decided to bring it out, got up to about the 30-yard line. Average starting field position this year for NFL teams at the 29-yard line. We'll keep you posted. I'll be with you all throughout the game, keeping you posted on what's happening over on ESPN+.
All right. See you soon, Scott. Thank you.
3rd and 7 right here. No Mike Evans, Bill. Oh, no. Good decision by Baker going to Godwin. If that was Evans, he would have thrown that fade on the left again. But, his main guy's not in there. He came back to the front side. Good catch there by Evans on the under route. Bill, what does this do for the Ravens defense now that Evans is out?
I think they might be inclined to play a little more single high and just take their chances outside. Only got to deal with one guy. Godwin's a really good receiver. He's more of an inside receiver. He's less of a problem on the perimeter than Evans is for sure. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him. They might not make the adjustment on this series because they're still in his quarters, but I don't think it's going to take them too long. I think they got to get down in the box, try to force the ball outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the game plan. They thought they could stop this run game, and then the Bucks would get out of it. They say, hey, we're not running anymore. We don't want to be in 2nd and 9s. We'll throw a quick game, but the Bucks are doing a good job sticking with it, staying with the run. It's working. Don't get away with it.
I do the same
well,
thing.
The Bucks have
again. Spread them out again. Run it again, Bill. If they spread out and play cover 4,
back down, right there. Oh,
throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it away.
Oh no, Baker. Oh. Thought he had his check down early, Pate, right? He kind of quick game. He looked right. Just like to come back to White. I think it's White or.
Why are we throwing? They're playing cover 4. You got 6 yards on the run play before. They're dropping all these defenders. They're building a picket fence like Jimmy Chitwood and Hoosiers right there on the end zone. Run the ball. All right, Scott Hansen, a little update. What do you got?
Yeah, guys, 5th play of the game between the Cardinals and the Chargers, and watch what we have here. The Cardinals are going to complete a pass. It's going to go downfield, then get intercepted by a big man, 6'2", 300-pound Tierre Tart, and then he loses the ball. It gets stripped away from him, and the Chargers lose the chance for the turnover. Good hustle play by the Cardinals. It's getting wild 5 plays into the game here, fellas. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, by James Conner. James Conner, that guy's a football dude now. That guy always plays hard. You can
Bill,
put him at linebacker.
I saw you guys do that against the Chargers in the 2006 AFC divisional round. Chargers intercepted. I think it's Troy Brown went and strips the guy, and y'all get the ball right back.
Yep, saved the game. And then, of course, we came in there and blew it to you guys.
That's not where I was going. I was living in that moment.
No, it was a great play by Troy Brown. One of the great plays. What a great play. Many great plays that Troy Brown had. Yeah, but they intercepted it, and instead of going down, they got stripped, and that cost them.
It's hard for those defensive players to go down. I can tell you that much.
Yep, that's the check right there.
Take a
shot. Oh my God!
Cut it back! Cut it back! Go! Go! Go!
That's Bateman.
Good block. Hey, if you blitz them, you got to tackle them. They had an automatic blitz versus empty right there. They got the perfect blitz. They got a free rusher. They got 6 guys up for 5 blockers. They're squeezing down. You see the right tackle. He squeezes down for this linebacker. Free rusher. You can't let him get outside.
No, it's terrible. That's a rookie. That's a rookie mistake. But, that's what we talked about in the opening. You got to tackle Jackson. You got to tackle Henry. You got to tackle these guys. You get them in practice and you tag off like, oh, we got them. Nope, not in the game. You got to get them on the ground. They're really hard to tackle.
Yeah, big swing right there. Obviously, got the interception.
That's 2 plays where they could have had him in the backfield for a big loss.
Hey, the interception, Humphrey was out of bounds. I mean, Baker lost sight of him because he's out of the field of play, and he comes back in and intercepts it. I mean, like I said, it's a forced throw by Baker. Watch Humphrey on the right. Watch 44 up top.
He's with this tight end. He's with the tight end. He starts. He runs. You can't see him. Bad angle. You can see what Baker sees. That's what Baker sees. He sees that guy in the back. He's at the goal line out of bounds. He runs back in. Good play by him.
I think the defensive player should have to reestablish himself, Bill. He should report as eligible, right? I mean, it's unfair. You can't disappear. You can't disappear. He's over there on the white sideline. Run the ball. Just run it.
Watch out.
Throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Good decision. Good decision. That's what Baker should have done.
You really got to be disciplined against Lamar. One bad move, losing contain, going underneath, underestimating his speed to get outside. Man, he can kill you. He's so hard to tackle. He's so quick and fast. He's a tough guy to deal with.
And this is where the advantage of these scrambling quarterbacks is in the red zone, where, down here, if you don't get it out on time, the lanes are tighter down here where you can do this. You get quarterback run, he just walks in.
Yep.
I never got a walk-in touchdown. Hurdle a guy and walk in. Ooh.
Holding.
Oh.
That's the same thing that happened at Tampa. They got a touchdown called back on the holding. Here's another one.
They had a lot of penalties to start the season. Of course, that was the whole, not enough guys lined up on the line of scrimmage in the whole Chiefs game. They've kind of eliminated those pre-snap penalties. Right there, was that it?
I don't know. Is that the hold? Is he
pulls them to him a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about. Those hat on hat, big guy on big guy. They get these guards pulling. That was a guard blocking a linebacker. The other guards blocking the free safety. They do a good job getting down the field, even though they got the holding call. Just great design.
Perfect call.
These guys.
Screen
Four
into the
linemen
blitz.
out. Touchdown.
Screen into the blitz. They blitzed the two outside backers. You couldn't have a better call at a perfect time. That running back screened off the blitzer. Screens, You want them to blitz on screens. Watch this. Watch Hill.
Perfect.
Oh, my gosh, perfect. You got four linemen out.
4 linemen. And they did block nobody. They
don't block anybody,
Winfield.
but it was a good run.
You have 4 guys out. Their best player on defense, Antoine Winfield Jr. Someone block him. Receiver, miss him. Lineman, air ball, whatever. Touchdown. That's a big drive right there.
It's two big
great
drives.
Play by Lamar. Yeah, great play by Lamar.
Same thing on
making
the
a guy
first one.
miss.
14-point swing. 14-point swing right there, boys.
Yeah. All right, we got us a game, though. We got us a game for sure. All right, Coach, we're watching some highlights of the great Ray Lewis, Hall of Famer, 2-time Super Bowl winner. And everyone knows how much respect you have for Ray, but very few people know that the Ravens actually have you to thank for him being on their team. Coach, what do you got to tell us about that?
Yeah, well, the Ravens went to Baltimore, and I didn't, so that's how it happened. Yeah, I made a trade in 95 to get an extra draft pick in the 96 draft, and it turned out they took Ogden with the first pick, and it turned out to be Ray Lewis in the second pick in 96. So what a great career he had. He was obviously a tremendous player. I went down to work him out when I was with the Patriots in 96. As an assistant on Coach Parcells' staff, and spent the day with Ray down there in Miami, and it was a really impressive workout. I mean, tremendous person, really, really smart player, very fast. I was amazed at how fast and explosive he was for his size. He's not like the biggest guy, 6'1", whatever he is, but very explosive, and he could really run at the University of Miami. Spent all day with him, and he's into football, great guy. And what a career he had. He certainly had a lot of problems. Gave us a lot of problems with the Patriots.
Bill, I mean, look, you and Brady had your fair amount of success in New England, but something tells me you and Ray together would have led to at least 10 Super Bowls.
Oh my gosh. He would have been a fun guy to coach, that's for sure. But
I think you almost wore the same outfit for your draft, right? 2 years later that Ray was wearing?
I did.
Yeah, right?
I did.
I thought so. Yeah. Not that one, for the draft.
Ray is so nice to me now, but when we were playing, never that nice to me. Always hitting me. He always knew our snap count, Bill. He always knew which way we were running it. He'd get this running start. He'd always drive me into the ground. But now we're like best friends. Ray, where was that friendship when we were playing?
Yeah. You see one instinctive player on a team. It's just rare and it's so impressive when you have two of them on the same defense, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Honest to God, between those two guys, it was like they were in the offensive huddle. They were so individually and then collectively, man, you just couldn't get anything by those two guys. They were really good.
Bill, Ed's our guest in the fourth quarter. Best safety I ever faced, he and Troy Polamalu. What made him so special in your eyes?
Oh, my God, everything. Where do you start? Run force, tackling, man-to-man coverage, blitzing, disguise. He was great in the deep part of the field. Great speed, range. Then when he got his hands on the ball, he could score from anywhere. 105, 108, 100, whatever it was, yard returns on the interceptions. And then his punt blocking. When we played against him, we had a different punt protection whenever he was in the game to make sure we doubled the guy. We found somebody else not to block. We put two guys on Ed Reed. Now, luckily, he wasn't in there on every punt rush. And there were times where we played against him where he didn't rush a punt the entire season. But if he came into our game, we were double him. He had his own punt protection. Only player I've ever done that against in my entire career. So it was everything with Ed Reed. I told Tom, never release the ball without knowing where he is on the field. Not that I had to tell him that. He knew that. But you have to know where Ed Reed is when you release the ball. Because he would start 2 yards from the line of scrimmage, ended up being 35 yards deep, or he'd be 20 yards deep and blitz and get there and still be there. I have so much respect for him as a player. He was so hard to play against. And it was so unpredictable. You think you know what he's going to do, but he was good. He was really good.
I wish you would have told me that before we played Baltimore my first time. Oh, no.
Oh, no, do it, Baker.
What are you doing?
Do it. No, do it.
That hit the ground. That's the one thing, Pay. He will. I mean, he's got a little gunslinger in him. He threw 3 interceptions last week in New Orleans. They don't seem to bother him. He threw 3 early, still came out in the second half, was throwing tight balls and putting in spots. But third and long right there, just
you got the flat.
Yeah.
Just take the flat.
There's 2 guys. 2 guys could have intercepted that thing. They're lucky there was 2 guys there. If there was just one, it would have been intercepted. Both these same guys fight for the ball.
3rd and 13 means you've stuck it up on first and second down. 3rd and 13 means you've been bad on first and second down. You got to take your medicine. Just lay it off to Otten right there in the flat. Just take your medicine, shorten the field for a punt. We can get the ball back.
Look like Tyree off the helmet. Just like it.
All right, Scott Hansen's back. What do you got for us, Scott?
Peyton, I got a ManningCast red alert that Coach Belichick is going to love. Look at this hustle play by the Arizona Cardinals defensive back Sterling Thomas. Justin Herbert, deep shot to Jalen Reagor. He's open, he's going into the end zone, and the ball gets punched out. It's Stephen Thomas the fifth punching it out inside of the 5-yard line. They reviewed the play to make sure that Reagor was not out of bounds and that the ball didn't go out of bounds. It went through the end zone, past the pylon. You know what that means. A Cardinals turnover and a touchback. Arizona gets the ball at the 20-yard line. 2 punch-outs for the Arizona Cardinals that have come up big for them so far. Wow.
There we go.
Bill, you love that.
So much.
Yeah, that's a great play. You know, when you, as you guys know, when you get close to the goal line, you got to take better care of the ball. The defenses are more aware of punching the ball out. Ooh.
Take it to the 2-minute warning here. This is where the Ravens are so good on this 3rd and 5 range because they can run the ball and they get less exotic defenses, right? They get pretty basic defenses. They know they're going to get those basic defenses. They do run the ball some, but I love simple defenses on 3rd down because of their run game. They get just that. So probably not in 4-down territory here. Probably got to pick this one up, I'd say, but they'd love to get the last shot here to get the ball in the second half as well. I heard what you said, Eli. Big 3rd down here. Bill, this has been the Ravens' point of emphasis all offseason, coming off that Chiefs playoff game as being good on 3rd down.
Yeah, you know, they're 3 for 11 in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, and that's something they've really worked hard on in the offseason, and they're the top team in the league now. So these are the ones that they couldn't convert against Kansas City that they're converting this year, and it's really helping them win. Yep, there it is.
Nice.
Nice job.
Good.
Good job. Just getting the ball out fast, right? Getting it out quick.
I don't think we have to go no huddle right here necessarily 2 minute, right? We can still take our time here. Love to run some clock. Not give Tampa the ball back.
I think Tampa has a different, this scenario, it's kind of 2 minutes.
That's a good rush.
But Derrick Henry's not in the game. Do you have a different game plan when Derrick Henry's not in the game, Coach? Are you calling different defensive calls?
It looks like they're definitely getting the back more in the passing game without Derrick in there. But this is a really good pass rush against Lamar. I think and Tampa can do this probably better than anybody in the league with Vea and Cansey in there. These two inside guys, plus they got two good edge rushers too. But they really, if they can keep him in the pocket, like they can hold up in the passing game, they might use Smith the spy a little bit. These two guys, Cansey and Vea inside, can push the pocket. That's the same blitz they hit on that first series.
Yeah.
Came back with it.
What's your penalty?
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 52. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Why do you do that?
Ooh. I always like when the defense can just take you right down the field. Just penalties. Just helping the offense matriculate down the field. Nice. Good word. Good discipline by Lamar, though, taking that check down. That's what Baker should have done on that one before. They're sinking deep. Throw your check down. Can't go broke taking a profit.
Oh, wow. Open. A little open there.
Everybody went deep.
Double post, deep cross.
Everybody went deep with the post.
Yeah, you see double post on the left sides. Tight end blocking. You got Andrews on a little crossing route. They bring pressure, and they're playing zone, but they're kind of short of spot because they brought a blitz. They're short of spot, and they ran everybody through and hit the crossing route.
Tampa called timeout. Wouldn't you think? I would have called timeout there.
Gotta get the ball back.
Better get on Andrews, too. I mean, that's his number one guy. I know Flowers is explosive, but...
Oh, that's holding. It's even better. Bill, wouldn't you have taken a timeout there if you were Tampa?
Might think about it, yeah.
Offense
I mean...
79. 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, might think about it.
Remains first down.
It seemed like, because they're going to throw at some point, you get it incompletion, maybe you get it back here with 45 seconds. Now you're not going to have much to do with once you get it back.
Right.
He's worried about getting a stop here.
Maybe Todd's seen enough interceptions in the first half.
Fair point.
Wait and kind of get things settled down in the second half. But now we're first and goal. I mean, if Tampa can get out of this with 3 points.
Oh, fake the bubble screen. Both receivers kind of act like they're blocking. One goes down the sideline, one goes down the seam.
I like this. I mean, Ravens have two good tight ends. You got Likely, got Andrews. Andrews was always the guy. He kind of got hurt. Likely stepped up last year. But Lamar really likes him. So they got some, two good tight ends down the red zone. Always like the tight end, get some matchups, hit some seams, a big body getting in the end zone.
Try to get half back, try to get it to third and goal from the 10 right here. That's my goal.
Yep. And if Tampa can stay out of this and just, get it to a 7-point game at the half, then they'll be all right in the second half. I think the one thing Tampa's going to have to really worry about in the second half is Derrick Henry. Henry's fresh. And he wears these guys down in the third and fourth quarter, hard to tackle, pushing the pile and all that. This could become a problem in the second half for Tampa. he's barely Henry's barely played.
Looks like they might bring Henry back in for a little run here, get it to a shorter field goal. It's a penalty fest, Eli.
Yeah, not good. Don't like penalties.
Welcome back. Got a good second half. Got Joe Flacco, Ed Reed. We got Scott Hansen the entire game. It's going to be a good one. Bill, what are you telling both teams at halftime as far as second half adjustments?
Well, definitely for Tampa, stop turning the ball over. Baker's playing good. He just turned the ball over twice, which without that, they'd probably have a 2-touchdown lead. And the same thing, tackle Lamar, and you got to be ready for Henry in the second half. He's going to start getting some carries, but they had 2 big missed tackles on Lamar, one on the empty blitz and the other one on the scramble. And with those 2 negative plays, it would have had him in long yardage, probably could have got off the field. Instead, they give up 14 points. Come under control and tackle Lamar Jackson. Same keys we had to start the game. I think the impressive thing has been Tampa running the ball. We'll see how much longer that lasts.
Yeah. Golly, another penalty.
Another penalty.
Harbaugh is going to absolutely go nuts.
You got 3
Tampa
holding
can't
calls
stop.
in a row.
Yeah, Tampa can't stop Baltimore, but Baltimore can stop Baltimore.
Pass interference, offense number 80. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Is he blocking too quickly, Pate?
It was behind the line of scrimmage, wasn't it?
I don't know what they're calling for pass interference, not holding. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. They're out of field goal range now. And Tampa could blitz them here
close.
again.
55-yarder.
Yeah, I mean, they could bring a little pressure and knock them out.
Same play. They're going to fake it, going to run it. Oh, he's going to throw it again. Same play.
There you go.
All right, be smart here. I like running the ball here. Maybe get it to the hash. That Tucker wants it. Yeah, I'd have a call on my call sheet. My call sheet for this, Bill. I didn't have a 3rd and goal from the 30 call. That's too easy.
Yeah, he's not. I don't know. I don't understand why he's. What? That's a busted coverage. There's no way they're gonna let a guy over the middle, just in stride. I mean, you don't want to.
Well, that's the new nickel corner, Eli. So maybe there's some. I mean, there's no excuse for that, but.
It's not they're playing quarters, Pete. He's supposed to be the back's on the other side. He should be inside leverage. He's got no help on the inside.
Well, the roughing the passer penalty really hurt Tampa there, and then obviously the three penalties on the Ravens. Sure, that'd be a big halftime emphasis too. Play penalty free in the second half.
Yeah.
70-10. Tampa can score. They can stay in this game.
Looks like their game plan, Tampa's still going to be pressure, right? Still bring pressure, bring some blitzes, try to get to Lamar. Outside pressure, it seems like, to try to contain him. Don't let him get outside.
It hasn't gone well after those first couple, though, Eli. I think they might be all right with the 4-man rush with Cansey and Vea in there. You know, Smith, just try to let those 4 guys see what they can do. You know, Baltimore's had trouble with just regular pass blocking, you know, in passing situations. So,
hey, Bill,
maybe go.
Hey, Bill, I got to ask you, I was in Indianapolis the other day honoring my friend Dallas Clarkland, the Colts Ring of Honor. What do you remember about game planning for Dallas Clark? Is this not a trick to get you to talk about the 137 yards he had against you in the AFC Championship? Your thoughts on Dallas?
My thoughts were Rodney Harrison didn't play in that game, and if we had Rodney Harrison, it would have been a little different story. But I love Dallas. Dallas was a great player for the Colts. You know, he was a good blocker. He was a good receiver. He's a good all-around tight end. Really smart guy, tough, and yeah, we didn't. He wouldn't have had 137 yards of Rodney Harrison. I'll tell you that. Rodney Harrison didn't give up 137 yards all year. No, but congratulations to Dallas. He had a great career. He deserves it. He deserves it up there.
Yeah, it was a great day. It was a great honor for him. All right, Bill. We'll see you next week, Pittsburgh, New York.
All right, Coach.
Sounds
good. Monday.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.